This car has not been on the channel for a long time.
And if you're new around here, this is my dad's BMW 535D. It is an absolute beast.
Today's the first time I've driven it in a long time and I forget how fast it is.
These things have got a 3-litre diesel engine in them that are twin turbo. That is one thing we've got to do. Okay, that's the list we've got to get through, so we better get cracking. And just like that, the wheels are loaded, and of course we are taking them to Revolution Wheel Refurbishment. Let's go.
The guys at Revolution always do such a great job, and I'm so excited to see what they can do with Dad's wheels. If you live near Cornwall, then these are the go-to guys for anything from diamond cuts, chrome wheels, well, pretty much anything you want done on wheels. They could probably do it. But with the wheels dropped off, we'll catch up with them later on to see how they're getting on.
Okay, so the first thing I want to try and sort is
That issue there, the brakes.
and hopefully what I've got here will be what sorts it. I've already found what I think is the issue. So I was just double checking to make sure the pads actually need changing, which they do. However, I think I've found why there's a warning light. That at some point used to be a brake wear sensor.
So first up, we're going to go ahead and unscrew the brake fluid cap. This will make it far easier for us to push the piston back. With the caliper clip removed, it's time to undo the 9mm Allen key bolts. And then gently using a small pry bar, I'm going to pry against the disc to push the caliper away, pushing the piston back in just enough so we can remove the caliper. And now we've got to push the piston back to allow room for the new pads. Now there's so many ways of pushing pistons back using like pry bars and other various tools, but I've got an actual piston wind back tool, which makes the job a lot easier. And with that done, we can install the new pads and do the same process just in reverse. So back goes on the caliper, and I'm also going to go ahead and clean up the guide pins. This is what the caliper slides on, so by cleaning them up it will allow the caliper to be more free, stop it from seizing, and overall just work a bit more effectively. With the pins clean and new grease applied, we can put it all back together and install the new sensor. And I'm just going to turn the wheel lock to lock to make sure there's enough slack and it doesn't rip the sensor out. And it looks like we're fine, and that is it all complete and looking good. Now let's do the other side.
Okay, the pads are all done and all been reset on the iDrive as well, so that hopefully the warning light is gone, but we'll check that later on in the video.
These calipers are absolutely massive and they were a bit of a pain to do, to be honest with you.
Because if you changed some calipers before, you would think that this is the carrier and then this is the actual caliper, but it turns out the carrier is on the inside and this whole thing comes off,
Which is really weird, but I managed to get it in the end. And not only that, it used a 9mm like Allen hex bolt head.
I didn't actually have that, but luckily Steve from Hatton Energy Motorsport hooked me up again and let me borrow that for this job, so cheers Steve.
Well, that is the pads
All done. I actually forgot to put this on the board up until now, but there we go. That is all done.
So next up is caliper paint. Dad has been going on to me for ages about getting the calipers painted.
If you watched the last video, you'll know that we went to go do it, but it turns out that Dad lost his lock and wheel nut keys. So now we've got one, we can finally paint them. And now it's a good time to say a big shout out to like a new channel sponsor / company that are getting involved with the channel. And the company is TeqPro. Now, this is the can here. They do brake caliper paint, whether or not it's in actual paint cans or spray cans.
I've got a load here, as you can see. We've got loads of cans, and then we've got the actual paint behind. They also do brushes, which is pretty cool, and also brake cleaner.
And the best thing about them is I don't think you actually need to put primer on. They can just go straight on. So that's really good and very convenient. So a big shout out to these guys. And from now on, I'm going to use this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This company saw that I'm always painting brake calipers, and they were like, look, Brett, let's send you out a load of stuff. So big shout out to them. Now, colour.
They've sent me out red, orange, like literally all the colours, right? But these are the ones that we've narrowed it down to. We've either got carbon grey, night blue, or silver. And I think this car is really hard to choose a colour for, right?
Especially with what we've got going on with the wheels. But anyway, I didn't really get a choice for this. Dad's picked the colour. And the colour he's gone for is... Someone's at my door. 2 seconds.
The colour Dad wants is night blue. So, let's get it on the car.
So we're going to use a wire brush to clean up the area and make sure all the old rust is off. We're then going to cover it in brake cleaner to make sure the surfaces are really clean, and then it's straight on with the paint. As simple as that.
Okay, the first coat of paint is on, and genuinely, this paint is impressive.
I'm not just saying that because obviously I work with them now. However, in the past, I've used many other different brands. As you can see here, there's probably, what, 10 cans of paint there? But this stuff so far seems to have like a proper metallic shine to it. I know it doesn't look 100% yet because it's still only the first coat, but
it goes on really nice. It dries really quick. It's proper shiny. Like, genuinely, I'm really happy with that. So yeah, we'll see what they look like when they're done. But we do have a bit of a problem.
So I went to paint the rear calipers and I thought, wait a minute, there's not a lot of pad left on there. If anything, there's probably less pad on the rear than there was on the front.
And it looks like the rear sensor has touched the disc. So even now we've reset the front brakes, I guarantee we'll turn it on now and it will say the rear brakes. So we need to get those done. So I've ordered some pads and Dad is on his way in the next hour or so to drop them off so I can get them fitted. What a gorgeous day it is today. It's absolutely stunning. But while we wait for Dad to get the pads, let me quickly tell you about Car Vertical. So if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what Car Vertical is, let me quickly explain. So Car Vertical is a used car history checker which allows you to check the history of either a motorcycle, a van or a car.
All you need is either the reg or the VIN.
So let's take Dad's car for example, T600 MLB, whack it into Car Vertical and let's see what it says. Okay, let's view the report. And looking at the report, you can see it's had 4 owners. There's a little bit about the car up here. And you scroll down, and as you can see, it's green ticks all the way around. There's no mileage rollbacks. There's no outstanding finance. It's never been in a crash, and also it's never been stolen. And of course, me and Dad knew this before he bought it because he's already ran a check before. And if you scroll down, you can see a mileage graph, which is quite a nice way of seeing how many miles it's done each year, which as you can see in this one, it's been quite steady throughout all the years. And if you keep scrolling down, there's loads of details about all sorts of things. It tells you loads about the specification of the car. And one of the really cool things is it gives you a full vehicle history timeline. So you can see everything from when it was first manufactured to the present day. Everything from MOTs, ownership changes, plate changes, all sorts.
And here's another example, and in this case it's a BMW X5, which sadly is not green ticks all the way around. There is an exclamation mark under damage, which shows it's previously been in the crash. And in some cases, if you scroll down, you'll see the actual photos from the crash damage auction site. And yeah, this is definitely one to avoid. But at least now if you see this up for sale as a clean car, you know the history of it and know to avoid it, because that could cause you so many problems.
So make sure to run a Car Vertical check either on your car, maybe a family or friend's car, or even a car you're about to buy. And when you do, use the link below and use code BB20 for 20% off.
Slowly but surely we are smashing these jobs out and this car is really coming together.
You would have seen that I siliconed the bumper. Now I know it's a bit of a bodge,
But is it a bodge if it works?
this side down here is looking really good, and now the sort of gap in between the grille and the splitter, you can't really see it, and it actually looks like it fits now. That side I need to do another sort of coat of silicone, but then it should be all good. But even from here, like, it looks so much better. I've also got rid of the M Sport badges, which just cleans it up a little bit. The spoiler is still drying, so I'm not going to pull that off yet, but when I do, it might need a little bit of touching up and cleaning up, but that's all fine. And the new pedals are installed,
Which look really good, and those are the same pedals that Dad had on his old car, which he wanted again.
We're still waiting for the rear brakes, so in the meantime, let's fit these.
I've been dreading fitting these because I'm not sure they're going to fit, but we're going to try it anyway. But they are some chrome tips for the car. Now I know there's a bit of a theme going on, chrome, so maybe that's given a little bit of a hint as to what the wheels are going to be. Ooh, I don't know, but yeah, let's see if we can fit these.
They actually fit and they look really good. I love them, to be honest with you. They're pretty cool. In terms of alignment, I don't know if it's 100%, but until it's outside and I can look at it directly from behind at a distance, well, we won't know. But from here, look at that.
Dad originally did want some bigger chrome tips, but we couldn't find any that looked half decent, and just finding tips for this in general seems to be quite hard. And we didn't want to get the standard M Sport ones, like the carbon fibre ones, because, yeah, don't like them anymore. So we can cross that off. Exhaust tips.
And speaking of chrome, we've got another thing to do.
I'm about to annoy a lot of people because everyone blacks out everything and they prefer it all black, and I don't know, maybe 5 years ago when I had my 118i, I would agree, like with the M Sport mirrors and all that. But now, I think they need to go back to chrome. Trust me, I've got a vision with this car. When the wheels are on it, it's gonna look...
Okay, I'm starting to see a vision, and hopefully everyone else does as well. But we've had a delivery of some rear pads and a new wear sensor, so we can crack on with the rear pads, and then finally we can finish painting the calipers.
Before we can change the pads, we need to wind back the electronic handbrake. And with the pads changed, we can reset it on the car, essentially telling the car it's had new brakes.
Okay, things are now coming along. The tape is off the spoiler, it's all cleaned up, and you would never even know I've stuck it, and it's all now solid, which is good. The calipers are looking really good. There's the front there. Obviously, I have got a bit of paint on the disc from painting the actual disc hub, but as soon as you drive it, will clean it off. But yeah, they are looking really good. I'm super happy with this, and I'm buzzing to see the wheels that they're on.
Because yeah, today is the day that we're going to Revolution this evening to have a look at the wheels, and I'm a little bit nervous because it's a bit risky what we've done, but anyway, we've got a service to do.
So down here I've got everything we need. We've got air filter, cabin filter, oil filter and oil. That's pretty much all we need for service.
So first up, I'm going to take out the sump plug to allow the oil to drain, and also remove the oil cap to help the flow and get the oil out the engine quicker. Then I'm going to undo the oil filter housing, get the old oil filter out, which was pretty black, take off the old seal, put a new seal on, and then put a new filter in. And of course, not forgetting to clean the filter housing. With some fresh oil on the seals, we can put that back in. Put a new sump plug in, and then fill it up with oil. And now on to changing the air filter. The old one just pops out, which as you can tell was in desperate need of a change. And we're going to clean the air box whilst it's out, and then we can pop the new filter in and get it in the car. And it's done, as simple as that. And last up, the cabin filter. To access this, you need to take out the panel from the passenger footwell, a quick changeover, and that is all done. Servicing cars really isn't that hard, and the amount of people that pay garages a stupid price to get a simple service done is mind-blowing. Honestly, you could service your car yourself. It really isn't that bad. So Dad's car is pretty much done, but there is one more thing we need to go and get.
Right, so I'm with Jordan in his van and we're on the way to collect the wheels from Revolution Wheel Refurbishment. I'm buzzing to see what these look like. It's risky what we've done, but it should pay off.
And of course, they have done a cracking job at these wheels. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the guys down at Revolution Wheel Refurbishment. These guys are just so nice to deal with. Their attention to detail was amazing, and it's nice to have companies like this work with me on the channel. And you guessed it, the wheels are wrapped in a set of tyres from Tyre Streets UK. Use code BB5 for 5% off.
There we go, the wheels are on and the car is looking really good. And Dad's here, what do you think?
I think it's brilliant. I love the way that Revolution have done the wheels.
They are good, aren't they? They're chrome, they're the full chrome effect, and they're covered in some tyres from Tyre Streets UK. Make sure you use code BB5 for 5% off. But
everything else, I mean, I love the tips. We've got the chrome tips on the back, which
Yep.
gives it essence. We've gone back to the original.
We've gone back to standard form. Chrome tips, chrome grills. It's like, well, many years, probably 5 years ago, I would have just taken all this off and put black on it. But now, it's got to be chrome.
Yeah, but that's what we did on the first time you pimped my car, which I didn't know about. You then that went to black.
Yep.
So good job we kept them.
I know, we did,
but,
yeah.
But the rest of it looks really, really cool.
Yeah. I remember Dad's 320D before was all fully blacked out, everything, literally blacked out everything. So now I've said to Dad, look, let's do a bit of, like, it's a 5 Series, it should be classy. But anyway, I'm getting hungry. Fancy some lunch?
I definitely think so.
Oh, your car looks mint on the road.
Cool.
Oh, I love Dad's responses. Cool.
That's like typical, you send him a text.
It is, isn't it? It's just thumbs up. I know deep down he actually does like it.
Yeah.
But
I heard there's a carbon copy sort of thing going on in Newcastle.
if you want to head there,
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Can I do what?
Ass.
What, head back or come forward?
Go up my ass.
That is a phrase that I'd hope I never hear from my son, but hey ho.
Your GoPro's still rolling, luck going in the clip.
Yeah, I thought it would.
So we arrived at Proud Park in Newquay for a bit of a collaboration between Precision Car Care and Stonebridge Pizzas, both companies that are ran by a few friends. I love these sort of events because it's nice to catch up with friends, eat nice food, see cool cars, and just have a good morning out. And of course, it's nice to support people you know.
Hello, how are you? Yes!
I'm the criminal.
Every single time he makes an appearance, just goes, hello, how are you? That is literally his welcome saying.
Hello, how are you?
And with lunch devoured, there was one extra thing Dad wanted to do to his car.
And that last thing is to get the car tuned.
And of course, to get the car tuned, we headed to Collins of Probus here in Cornwall. This is the go-to garage for anything to do with tuning, servicing, repairs, MOTs. Their quality of work genuinely is incredible. I've been here in the past and I'm sure you guys will see them again very soon.
Right, so the car's being mapped and we're now taking it out for a test drive. I'm keen to see what this is like. Big shout out to Collins of Probus as well. We're getting it mapped.
So these cars are meant to run just over 300 brake standard. I think it's about 310, but Dad's dynoed at 286 horsepower. Now we think the reason behind this is because Dad runs it on supermarket diesel. And also the fuel filter hasn't been changed in a long time and it's got a standard air filter in it. But the logs looked okay and the engine seemed healthy. And Collins managed to get it to about 365 horsepower. We found out that the standard air filter is actually quite limiting. It's suffocating the engine quite a bit. And on top of that, running the car on supermarket fuel is not a good idea. So what Dad's going to do is he's going to run the car on a premium fuel from now on. I'm going to change the fuel filter in it and also upgrade the air filter, and then we'll be back to Collins very, very soon for some fine tweaks. And hopefully we'll see near the 400 brake horsepower mark.
What?
Don't kill me.
Oh, not gonna.
Yeah, it's quicker.
Definitely quicker, isn't it? Oh, the gearbox is better as well. That's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's where I'm going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Dad, are you happy with the car?
Very much so, yeah, it's really
So
cool.
much better, isn't it? A massive shout out as well to Car Vertical for sponsoring the video, and a big shout out to Probus as well for doing the mapping and just being so kind. Gary, the absolute legend. You'll probably be seeing them again on the channel pretty soon for doing bits and bobs on the Golf. Yeah, there we go.